Don't stop breathing.
What's up, everybody? It is AJ, aka Grim Horizon TV. Happy Thursday. We are back for another episode of finishing what I started 24 years ago. This is now part 4, and we are moving into Neo. Second generation of Pokemon. A lot of sick cards come out of all of these sets. Before we jump into all of that, we are moving on to week 10 for Showcase Card of the Week as well. So Showcase Card is the name of the phone holder here. Last week I was rocking the secret rare from Unseen Forces, the Persian EX. I absolutely love this card, but it's unfortunately time to swap out. This week I am putting in a Japanese movie promo from the Mewtwo Strikes Back, the remake of that movie. It is the Armored Mewtwo. This card is awesome. The colors on it and the texture are great. I absolutely love it in Japanese. I think I have it in both languages, but this is my favorite. So let's get that in there. I did speak with Showcase Cards this week as well. I think it was at the end of last week. And we have set up an affiliate program for discounts on their cases. So what that means for you, if you have any interest in getting one of these iPhone cases or whatever phone you may have, it is 10% off. So if you just use my actual name, Grim Horizon TV, at checkout, you'll get 10% off. I think their cases are about $30, so you'll save about $3 if you want to get one. I think this looks sick. The Armored Mewtwo is a perfect option in here. The colors are just blasting off this card. So check them out if you want to get one. I love mine. Like I said, this is now week 10, so 2.5 months, and I've been swapping out cards literally every single week on YouTube, on my Instagram. It's just fun. It's just something fun to do. So back to Neo. I have this binder fully loaded. Everything we've done in the previous videos of swapping all of my old sets into the new Vault X binders has kind of led to this point. We have knocked out Base, Jungle Fossil, Base 2, the Black Star promos, Gym Heroes, Gym Challenge, Rockets. I'm done with pretty much all those sets minus the 2 cards I need for Gym Challenge. It's still need for Gym Challenge. Giovanni's Gyarados, the Holo Koga. I'm still trying to track those down locally at a shop or a friend. And there are some Black Star promos that I need. I'm in no rush to finish those. But everything else is 100% done. Check out the older videos if you want to see those loaded up in the vault binders. They are awesome. Now, one thing I've done in the previous videos was the loading of the binders, because I was taking them out of my old binders and like loose cards. What I did with Base 2, I wasn't even done with Base 2 when I started that binder. Neo is fully in, so there won't be a loading video here because I still need quite a few cards. I need, across the 5 sets, 69 cards exactly. There are 5 sets of Neo technically. You have the 4 main sets. What is it? Genesis, Discovery, Revelation, and Destiny. And in between those 4 sets was the Southern Islands. So let's get into this, and I will show you where I'm at with Neo, what I need for Neo, and just all the nostalgic artwork that came out of all of these sets. Okay, so jumping right into it, Genesis came out first. It was the first set of Neo, the first set that introduced the second gen of Pokemon, and it released in December of 2000. I need 8 cards to complete this set. Mainly a lot of the starters. So a lot of these are from my childhood collection. Literally everything on this page except the, I think I picked up the Asmodee recently, but the Ampharos, the Blossom, the rest of these were all from my childhood collection. The Pichu was one of the coolest ones I thought as a kid. This one, I don't even know how I kept it so clean. It looks awesome. This is probably one of my favorite cards of Genesis outside of the Slowking. That's probably a close runner-up. So what I'm missing is mainly the starters. The 2 for Alligators, I need both Meganiums, and I need one of the Typhlosions. Oh, and I need Lugia. Obviously, that is the biggest one of the set. The Chase card for Genesis, I do not have. The Slowking, that is my second favorite there. This card, I'm just going to pull out a couple as we go just to show them off. This card is in pretty good shape. Couple scratches on it, but the holo looks great. Massive swirl right there in the middle. I've posted this one on my Instagram before. I love this card. So yeah, 8 cards remaining for Genesis. Not that bad. Genesis and Discovery are as close as I can get to having a complete Neo set. So 8 holos moving forward, and then the rest done. All the rares, uncommons, commons, everything from this set is complete. So a lot of cool artworks in this set as well. A lot of stuff that just like reminds me of Neo. The Piloswine, the Magmar, just the Xatu, the Togepi. I mean, just cards that physically stand out that I just like remember from my childhood and just like stand out for just being the image of Neo, more or less. This set really does look great, almost complete. As soon as we get out of the holos, then it's just like, okay, all the pages are completed here. Took me a while to track down the Darkness Energy. That one was hard to get. I found it in a shop, I think Pokemonsters up in Newton. So Discovery is next. I also need 8 cards to finish Discovery. Now I only need 4 holos. I have a lot more holos, and I think it's for the non-holos. Non-holo rares are what I need. So a lot of these are also from my childhood collection. The Tyranitar, the Scizor. I've picked up the Hondor and the Smeargle recently. The Politoed was from a trade night a couple weeks ago. The top row was my childhood collection. I know I had all 3 of those. Moving on to the second page here. These are the 4 non-holo rares. What cards do I need? It is the Poliwrath, like the jacked-looking Poliwrath. I need it in the holo and the unholo. I need the unholo or the rare Umbreon. So the holo Umbreon, they are different artwork. The Umbreon here is from my childhood collection. I pulled this card as a kid. It is my most favorite Umbreon. I think Karen's Umbreon is probably a close runner-up. I do not have that card, but this is the original OG Moonbreon card. I absolutely love it. It is the sickest artwork, I think, for Umbreon. It somehow survived my childhood, my entire life in a binder. It's got a little bit of whitening at the top, but it would high grade. I'm not going to grade it. It's staying in this binder forever. It's just one of my favorite cards from Discovery here. So flipping through the rest of this, the 4 rares are the remainders, like I said. And then all these pages are complete all the way through. I love that Scyther artwork. And then the Energy Arc is the last card, 75 out of 75. So Discovery came out shortly after Genesis. That was May of 2001, so 5 months later. And then Southern Islands. So Southern Islands, I never actually had in English. I do have, from my childhood collection, a full Southern Islands in Japanese. I remember picking this up at a mall as a kid. I think one of like the vendor booths in the middle had it. I want to say it was like 20 bucks or 30 bucks for the complete set. So I've held on to this for years upon years. The Wartortle, the Slowking, those are 2 of my favorites there. Now I need to track it down fully in English. I do need, there's 18 cards in this set. I'm only counting the Ladybug and the Vileplume as solid placeholders here. The Raticate I picked up earlier in a trade with some other cards. It's pretty beat up. I just have it in here until I pick up another Raticate, so I don't actually mark it off as being owned in the app I use on my phone. I use Dex, so I don't have that marked off. So if I run across another one, I'll pick it up and then I'll swap out later on. So Revelation is next. Revelation is an awesome set. The Celebi came from my childhood collection. So did the... Which one? Actually, the Celebi might have been the only holo I had, because I know I picked up the Entei, the Ho recently, the Blissey I picked up. I think the Celebi was the only holo I had for Revelation here. Revelation. This set came out in September of 2001, so they're all within about a year of themselves. I do need 14 cards for Revelation, so there's a lot of holes moving forward in this one. A lot of the holos, a lot of the unholo rares. I have most of the uncommons and commons. I think, yeah, all of them. And then this was the first set that introduced the Shining cards. So I am missing 2 of the Shining. It is the Magikarp and Gyarados in decent binder shape. Now, I've mentioned before, I am big into beat up cards. I actually have both of them in a PSA 1. The Gyarados, I love this card. It's got a huge swirl at the top. Not sure if you can see that. The card is creased and bent so many times over. It's really hard to see the hollow in it, but I'm not counting them as being in the binder, being in slabs. So these cards are part of my personal collection. I am unfortunately going to have to pick up additional copies to fill the holes here. And then the pack art here, this was at the Charlotte Collecticon for 2023. I did a mystery box challenge, and I don't remember what the first pack I got. I did a couple trades. I ended up with a Revelation pack sealed, and I ripped it on camera. I do have that video somewhere. Didn't pull anything really. I think it was the Seadra or the Kingdra. I swapped out every card. Yeah, the Kingdra was the rare in that pack. And then every card I pulled in that pack, I put into this binder. So the entire pack itself is mixed into all of this. Unfortunately, I didn't get any hollow out of it, but I'm keeping the pack art in here. And then eventually the 2 shinings are gonna go right here. So this is my entire Revelation. And then the last set for Neo is Destiny. Destiny is large. I am missing quite a few cards from Destiny. I think 23 in total. There's a lot more cards in Destiny than there were in the previous sets. There's 105 here. Now, all of the hollows, the Feraligatr, the Typhlosion, the Tyranitar, the Arcanine, those are all from my childhood collection. And I only recently have picked up the Asmorel. I like that card a lot. The Light Arcanine is one of my favorites from a kid, and also the Dark Feraligatr. I'm a Squirtle starter, and then the Feraligatr here is probably my favorite lineup and my Gen 2 starter. So going through these pages, I have a majority of the main set. There's just a lot of rares and hollows that I need. And then when we get to the last page, it's going to be the next one here. That is where this set becomes super expensive. So the 2 shinings you saw in the previous set, only 2 in Revelation. I think there's 8 in Destiny. Now, it looks like I have a lot of them, but I really don't. I am doing a full sequential line of Destiny PSA 1s of all the shinings. So a lot of these cards I just have in here as placeholders right now. Like this Kabutops card here, and majority of them, they are absolutely destroyed. I've been tracking them down at shows. Anyone that has a absolutely destroyed shining card, I'm interested. I don't want to make them. I want to find them completely beat up from somebody's binder as a kid. So the Kabutops is destroyed, the Mewtwo is destroyed, the Raichu, and the Tyranitar. It's probably pretty easy to see how messed up they are. Now, the Noctowl and the Steelix, I pulled those as a kid. Those survived my childhood as well, and they are in great shape. They're as close to near mint as possible. I've looked at both over. They're close. If they're 9s, they're close to 10s. But they would have both at least 9. They're staying in here. So I do need to pick up the rest. I need another copy of all of these. Once I have the full lineup, those are getting graded. And then I do not have a Charizard or a Celebi card. So those are the 2 shinings that I just don't even have in my collection via graded or raw cards. So that's it for Neo. I mean, there's so many holes to be filled here. I think 69, like I mentioned, total. But I'm pretty close overall. I love the way the binder is looking. It's gonna take a little bit of time to finish because there are some big dollar cards in this set, but I'm in no rush to finish it. I'm happy the way it looks currently in the binder. I absolutely love how all 3 of these binders turned out. From the base binder to the Rocket and Gym binder to the Neo binder. They're all awesome. I do need some cards to finish them all, but like I've mentioned multiple times, I'm in no rush to do it. I'm only going to complete these binders like I would have as a kid through trading friends, card shows, events, just wherever I find them out in the wild. I'm not buying any of them online, on eBay, any of those sources. So deem it a year from now, 2 years from now, I'll do a follow-up video when I have Neo fully completed, and then the Black Star promos, the few that I need there. So yeah, it's dope. I absolutely love everything about this project, taking everything from my childhood and making it special again and looking them all over and just building these binders out. So I hope you fully enjoyed the series here. Part 5, like I said, might be quite some time from now. So this is going to be the end point. This is going to be how these binders remain until the end of time. So like, comment, subscribe, tell me whatever your favorite part was, which binder was your favorite. Just let me know. Give me some feedback on them. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy everything coming up for 2024, and we will see you on Monday.
Don't stop, breathe.